Hey dreamers, Bryce here from Midnight Notion, singer-songwriter, musician, and a big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be Hell and Back? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Hell and Back, track number 3 off of Beyond Magnetic. I have technically heard this song before because they played it live at Orion Music and More, and I was there live at Bader Field in Atlantic City. I got to see it live, and I had no idea what they were playing. I didn't know how to sing along. I thought it was a cover or something, and I didn't understand it, so I completely missed this demo. So even though I have heard it way back then, I've never gone back to listen to it a second time, so I really don't know what I'm getting into, even though I kind of heard it. You get what I'm saying. Today we're going to listen to it, you and me, together as best pals, buddies, old pals. I'm going to stop at any time I hear anything interesting. I'm going to overanalyze the crap out of it, and then I'm going to grade it using the following criteria: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and lyrics. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale with a grand total of 20 possible points. We'll find out at the end of this video if this song has what it takes to get to the top 20. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because when you subscribe, the rains fall down. Let's listen to the song. Okay, cool. You know, I think this might be the song that they played. I was following along on Mission Metallica. Every day when they were working on this record, they were posting some form of content, some fly on the wall, some behind the scenes, whatever. And there was one song that they were playing that was like, ooh, this one's going to be exciting. And I feel like I remember the record coming out and me going like, where's that riff? Where's that one I was looking for? I think this might be it, because this is really good. Really cool. The stops from Lars are in a really interesting place. I think the first one is on the 3, 3, 4, and it's like a downbeat, and then there's some offbeats. Really interesting start to a song, but I like this. It's just it's a clean guitar, but there's like a little teeny weeny little bit of distortion overdrive on there. Okay, that was really interesting. I don't think I've ever heard Metallica just play a series of power chords without any drums. It just seems weird. They're just like playing these chords, and Lars is just like, oh, I'm supposed to be in the song? Bum, bum, bum. That's kind of funny. That's kind of a weird intro again. I really like the do. And then if we had the stops and then we go into this main riff, the power chord transition again didn't do it for me. It's like they're forgetting how to transition in their songs, which is really unfortunate, because I know that's true with a lot of Hardwired. A lot of my problems in Hardwired, the whole record, are with transitions, and we'll talk about that in the next several videos. But my problem with the last song was also similar. You got to be able to get from point A to point B in a clean way in order for me to really enjoy the song. Now, can you appreciate a song and not enjoy it? Yes. I'm not saying I already hate the song. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I'm being critical. I'm being analytical. I wanna be able to pull this thing apart. And if it pulls me out of the song because they did something weird, I'm gonna comment on it, as I've been doing for 101 videos. I like this riff. Ooh, how yeah. See, now they got me back. I'm telling you, that little transition, if you get rid of that, this is perfect already. That just nice straight groove, and then go to the cymbals and do a halftime. And then the stop, just the dead bump, back to the hi-hat. This reminds me of what's the cover? Is it not Astronomy? Lover Man. That's the one I'm thinking of. Lover Man. There's like sort of a soft, like eerie, like it's behind you kind of verse, and then Lover Man. That's what this is kind of reminding me of.
There's nowhere else I can run to. Ooh. She's ratchet, but she comforts me.
Yes.
After everyone goes home, she's always there for me.
This is absolutely the song I was looking forward to. There's no one. Yeah, I feel like I remember these verses. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what part of the song they uploaded, but this is gold. I love this.
When the sun goes hellbound and the moon does resurrect at night, I will hide within her. Not much good has come out of the light. After everyone goes home, and I'm left here on my own, I will run straight to hell and back.
Okay, all right. Well, you can't have everything. You can't have everything. I really loved everything about that. We had a nice, cool build. Everything was rocking in that clean world. There's a slight build, and then when they come into that halftime, I really love that halftime groove with the kick on every single eighth note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that was really cool. And then just thick power chords. They don't do that very often at all. Just those thick power. They're so riffy. Almost all of their songs include like riff. I mean, come to think of it, I can't actually think right now off the top of my head, and obviously I wouldn't be able to, of a song that they're just kind of playing out power chords. Because really, usually when they get to like an actual playing out, there's always some sort of a chug. Like they don't, fortune, fame, mirror, vein, everything they do, they don't really strum out. Everything's like strummed a certain way. So just to have straight power chords strummed on eighth notes, is very rare for Metallica. So I think that stands out. We got the Von Restorff effect going on here, and I like it a lot. But then it ends with we'll run straight to hell and back. That's kind of I don't think that rhythm didn't feel like it fit with the rest of the song to me. I would love I don't know how I would change it. Run straight to hell and back to. Like maybe have just a pause and let the words do the rhythm, because the hits just, I don't know if it's like a triplet thing or if it's all on offbeats. I'll have to count it next time, but it feels awkward to me, man. I'm so bummed about this. I wanted this to be so much better. I like everything else, but man, that rhythm's dumb. This is good.
Straight to hell and back. When they turn out all their lights, and I'm left to brood at night. Always return to hell and back. Straight to hell and back.
It feels like it's a dotted eighth note, eighth note, dot, 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 dot. That's what I feel like I'm hearing. It doesn't sound like straight triplets. It doesn't sound like dot, 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 dot. Maybe you are all listening to this right now and you're going, Bryce just sang the same rhythm 3 different times and there's no difference between them. But I promise you I'm doing something different, right? Dot, 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 right? That's got like kind of a shorter note. There's 2 long notes and a short note on the end. Dot, 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 dot. That's the dotted eighths with an eighth note on the end. Or is it dotted 16th? I don't remember the exact phrasing for it, but each of the first 2 is slightly longer and the third one is just a little bit shorter. That's the dotted version. Dot, 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 dot. And then there's the eighth note offbeat one where they hit a downbeat on the 3 and everything is and. da, 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 da. That's a little more straight and it feels a little robotic if you do it that way. And if it's triplets, it's triplet, triplet, trip. But it's got like a steady. This one feels rocky to me. Da, 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 da. So I don't know for sure, but it feels that way. So tell me below if you know. Let's keep going. Yeah. There's nothing like a good shh. Just have your voice say shh. It's not a reverse symbol or anything. It's just James going shh. I love that effect, especially when it's followed by a dead stop. Bam. And now we got another verse. That's interesting. Was there two choruses or is the chorus just that long and there's just a little bridging riff in between? Interesting. I like what Kirk was doing on there. He's emphasizing. We have James do 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 do, but then there's Kirk doing bleep 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 doo bleep 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 doo. He's a little higher on the guitar, and it's it's nice.
Light in a window, just longing for some company.
I love his singing here.
Tragic, heartless, and hateful, but there's nothing as willing as she. And when the night has fallen,
you can hear that his guitar has shifted from that main riff. Do 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 do. He's now playing what he's singing. Do 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 do. He's just doing octaves. He's got the low note and an eighth above that, or eighth is like 8 notes. That's an octave. It's still the 1. So if he's playing a B, on the low note, the high note is also B, and he's actually barring the middle string in between the two, that it's not playing anything. So you don't actually hear that middle note. It's not it's not a triad. It's just 1 8. That's it. Just an octave chord. Do do do.
it falls hard and then it all begins when she starts her calling. I feel my darkness growing from within. After everyone goes home, and I'm left here on my own, I will run straight to hell and back. Straight to hell and back. When they turn out all their lights, and I'm left to brood at night, always brings on to hell and back.
See, this is the problem with more of Metallica's modern stuff, and I don't know how long they've been writing songs this way, but they Frankenstein. That's their whole thing. They record riffs as riffs only, and then when they go into the studio, they pick out, oh, let's play 127 next to 384. And oh yeah, those match pretty well together. So they're not actually, I don't know, my writing process is a lot different. And I can't say that my writing process is the only way that you should write a song. Because absolutely no. There are so many ways to write a song and there's nothing wrong with the way that they do it. The problem with the way that they do it is that you sometimes get riffs that, yes, they're in the same key and maybe they're in the same tempo even, but they just don't feel like they fit together. So while this main riff, boom, 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 and the verse riff feel like they fit, that's perfectly fine. Even the halftime, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, those hits on the end, bam, 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 it just feels wrong to me. I don't know.
Straight to hell and back. Straight to hell and back. I will run straight to hell and back.
Okay. Okay, see, now that's what I'm talking about. We have run straight to hell and back. That was way more impactful than any of the others. Because, like, oh, did you feel the difference? I hope you felt the difference. Run straight to hell and back. Those last hell and back were emphasized by spacing out the notes longer than the words before it. And that is, yes, absolutely. Why couldn't they do this for the rest of the song? The whole song should have been that way. Run straight to hell and back. powerful because there's like you're setting up an anticipation. Run straight to hell. Oh, you're gonna go to hell, and what? And where else? Where would you go after that? Back. Oh, I see. I understand now. There's like a weird psychological thing that's going on there. Whereas when you trade it for run straight to hell and back, you're just like, okay, I mean, that's the title of the song, so yay. But that was so much more effectful. I was going to say effectful. It's so much more effective. Now we have a holdout. Do we get another clean section like we did in the last song? Nope.
No.
Okay.
I become two, we become one, unbridled, unequaled, unholy, undone.
Climbing.
The path is cut deep, the path is worn well. I follow my footsteps to the warmth of hell.
He's really stretching his vocals. You could tell he's hitting the top of his range. You could tell this is probably a couple different takes. It took him a while to hit these. I can hear the strain in his throat.
The warmth of hell.
Up a little more. Okay, I can see what they're doing. I want to rewind that just a few seconds here because I want to hear that solo again. We have a similar thing to My Apocalypse where there's a stop and there's a of some sort. You could hear James going, yeah, I think. But I wanted to hear this one more time.
Yeah.
I don't know. One more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a pick scrape or if it's a slide down. It's very quick, but it feels odd because James is yelling yeah, and then the pew is starting after that. So yeah, pew, and it feels like they should be at the same time to me. Feels a little awkward. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's so much potential in this song, so much potential, but I'm kind of bummed out. Fade out. All right, that is Hell and Back. I wish I was more impressed. Let's give this some points. Here we go. Composition. Well, this was a real roller coaster, wasn't it? Again, I'm not in a bad mood. I promise you. I do love this band. I do love what they do. But it just, I can feel the Frankensteining. The composition just doesn't feel like it's all the way there. Just a little more nurturing. This song has the same problem as Saint Anger. And I know that people are going, oh, angry comment. But I mean, really think about it. Most of the problems I had with Saint Anger was all because of the lack of transition or just riffs that didn't feel like they fit well together. I mean, there's other problems, of course, but I feel like this song has so much potential. It was a really cool riff. Really cool riff. But then for some reason, the way that it's bridged together is not working for me. And I think actually most of my problem with the song is those says hell and back. I think that would make it so much more impactful. Man, just barely missed it. Just missed it by that much. I understand now why it didn't make it to the record. I also understand why they've played this live. It's definitely better than Just a Bullet Away, but it just needs a little nurturing. So composition, lots of good stuff happening, but it just needs a little work. So I'll give that a 2. Memorability. It is pretty memorable to have that, even though I hate the rhythm of it, run straight to hell and back is pretty unforgettable. It is a phrase that I've heard, people have said hell and back before in other contexts. So using it in a song is another way to get it memorable. And I think that the verses are super catchy. Like they just sing. The way that he's singing the verses, excellent. So there's a few things in here that I could say are pretty memorable, but I will say I already forgot that there was a solo in this song because it just was kind of basic, bass line, nothing new, nothing special. So they did a couple things. They could work on it. I don't know. We'll give them a 3. Emotional response. As you could probably tell, this one also isn't for me. As much as I love the verses, as much as I love most of the riffs, actually my favorite part of the song is that halftime. I only wish that it stayed that way instead of switching to the snares, because he starts with a and then he goes ba-boom. I wish he would stay in that halftime groove because it's so cool to just hear them strumming out those power chords with the halftime feel. That was really awesome, but really the rest of the song just didn't fit well for me. It didn't flow. It's not that it's bad, and each individual riff is pretty solid, but the way that it's bridged together and the way that we came out of the solo, there's some cool build stuff there, but it just kind of, I don't know, the bar is so high, man. I can't rate it any higher. So emotional response, I'm sorry, it's a 1. Instrumentation. Everybody in the band is rocking their hearts out. I understand that this is a pretty fun song to play. I mean, I can hear the riffs. I can feel my hand going like, yeah, let's groove on this. No real complaints there. Everybody's doing well. So instrumentation, that's a 3. Lyrics. Now this one is a little complicated for me because I think that, like most of the other songs, I think actually in their entire catalog, there is some talk in here about addiction. She's always there. She comforts me, when everybody's gone, and just like that concept of the one thing that's always there, but it's also hell, right? And so I get the idea of the addiction. I understand that. I'm intrigued by the imagery of hell and back. But I do have a little bit of an issue with putting a pronoun to the addiction, because you can just be addicted to your alcoholism. You don't have to call it she. And the reason I have a problem with this is the same reason I have a problem with the R word and with the B word. We've discussed in the Load album and in Justice for All. We've talked about it a few times on this channel, but I need you to understand that women are not objects and they're not here to be used. And so when you have an addiction, the widely recognized term for addiction, or the act of using, that's it. Using is what people do with their addictions. They use their addiction. And so we know that he's had problem with alcohol. He's probably had addictions to other things as well. We don't actually know the full story, or maybe we do. I don't know the full story. But what I'm saying is, by putting a pronoun on it, she, now you are saying you are using her. And that to me is not a positive thing. And obviously the song isn't preaching positivity about the subject. It isn't saying this is a positive subject. But I need you all to understand that words have meaning and they can be misheard, and you can misrepresent what you're trying to get across by using the wrong words. Okay? There are words that I used to use in my songwriting. I've actually got songs about women. Like I have this there's a song in the archives 1 through 10. It's one of the first songs I ever wrote. And it was about, oh, she left me while I was on vacation. And this is a completely fictional thing. I made it up. I was like 15. I didn't actually know anything about relationships. And it has a line in there that said, "You're not even his." And that makes it sound like the woman belongs to this man. But women don't belong to men. Women belong to themselves, just as men belong to themselves. Nobody belongs to anybody. We're all human beings. We're free in this world. You don't have to belong to anybody. And I shouldn't have to argue this in the comments below. I need you to be respectful. Everybody needs to have their own place in society. And so we don't use people. And so when we're talking about addiction, don't put she on there. Just don't put she on there. You don't even put he on there. But more than anything else, don't put she. Why is it more important that we don't use she? Because women have been used more often than men. And that's just a historical thing. All throughout history, women have always been childbearers and they're cooking and cleaning. And then they're just relegated off to lesser beings. And they're not allowed to vote, and they're not allowed to have their own credit card, and they're not allowed to this. It is only very recently that women are able to be in the same positions in work and in play as men have been for the entire existence. And it's only recently that that's happened, and they're still not making the same wages for the same job. It's still a problem. So when you say you're using her, this is a long rant. I understand. You're all rockers, and you're like, we're here to talk about music, not about politics. This isn't about politics. This is about lyrics, and this song's lyrics feature women being used. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I don't like them. So there are some really great images happening in these lines. There's one line I do want to point out as a positive thing. I love this line. I become two, we become one, unbridled, unequaled, unholy, undone. I think that's the most masterful line in, I don't know, a long time. We have, I become two, like we are now a pair, but this pair becomes one. It's like marriage, but it's again, marriage to an addiction. And then unbridled, un. We have 4 lines following anaphora, which is un. They all start with un, and they rhyme. The last word rhymes with the setup. We've become one, unbridled, undone, right? And I think that that's a really, really creative lyric setup. So I really appreciate that. That's where most of the points come from. There's a lot of cool other things in the song, but I'm really upset that we're demeaning women. So please do not demean women. Don't demean anybody. But most importantly, don't take inanimate objects and call them she, because she's aren't objects. They're people. Lyrically, too. And so Hell and Back gets a grand total of 11 points. It's not enough for the top 20. It's in 73rd place out of 101 songs. So it's not terrible, but it could be a lot better. But that's okay because we have a really, really solid top 20. Let's take a look at it now. Woo-hoo-hoo. We've seen this. You've been here. You've been to this channel. You know what's up. This list hasn't changed in a while, and I don't foresee it changing very soon. But that's where we are. One is looking like a strong contender for the best song, but I don't know what it's going to be yet. Now it's your turn. In the comments below, use my system, rate the song, tell me what score you would get, and also be kind. Remember, be kind. I know I ranted for a long time about women's rights, but I need you to understand that if you're a man, you don't get to say women don't deserve. Like, shut up. Just shut up. This isn't about that. This is about a song. And yes, I graded it negatively because of that, but we don't need to discuss any further. So tell me honestly what score you would give this song. Make sure you check out Midnight Notion. My music is available all over the internet. Yes, there's some songs that I probably will never play again in my old archives, but that's what we do. We learn, we grow, we get better with age. And I know that anyone who has matured as an adult will tell you that they are different from where they came from, or at least I hope they are, for the better. So anyway, check out my music, even the bad stuff, but probably the best stuff. And of course, smash subscribe, because tomorrow we're going to meet the Rebel of Babylon. We don't know who it is, but we're going to meet him, and I sure as hell hope that they're a respectful person, just like you, because you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.